While all types of pencils look quite the same, a lead inside the wooden casing, their functions and abilities can be quite different. There are various kinds of leads, depending on what they are made of and their ability to be dissolved by water or other liquids. If you're planning your next adult coloring purchase, you might be wondering whether colored pencils or watercolor pencils are the best choice. This video will help outline some factors to consider when making your purchasing decision. Now let's dive into the deep of this video. What are colored pencils? The most common and familiar types of pencils are, of course, regular color pencils. They are the ones that come to mind first when you think of pencils in general. They are the ones that are bought for kids' school needs, and they also come in handy if an adult, who isn't an artist, wants to try coloring books for relaxation purposes or just for fun. What are watercolor pencils? Watercolor pencils are usually a more expensive type of pencils that can be used in both dry and wet techniques. Their pigments are held together by a water-soluble binder, which means it disperses the pigment on the surface when you add some water. You can use watercolor just as regular pencil, dry on dry paper, even though the colors can be less bright and less intense than the wax or oil-based pencils can offer. Price and color selection. Colored pencils are widely available at price points suitable for any budget. Many people choose to start out with the student quality first and then upgrade to artist quality. However, oil-core pencils are preferred by many colorists because their harder leads make them easier to sharpen into a fine point for very intricate work. In addition to being more expensive than colored pencils, watercolor pencils have a more limited range of colors. It's not difficult to find a set of 48, 72, or even 120 colored pencils. With watercolor pencils, however, you'll most often see sets of 12 or 24 colors. Ability to blend colors. For someone who loves adult coloring books, but has little artistic training, working with colored pencils is often the most obvious choice. With a large enough set, you'll have an endless array of options, including deep, rich shades for every color of the rainbow. If desired, colors can be blended using a special colorless blender pencil, Vaseline, or a small amount of baby oil. Watercolor pencils look and operate like normal colored pencils at first glance, but create soft painted effects when water is added to them. As a result, watercolor pencils tend to offer less intense colors. It's more difficult to blend colors together, but relatively easy to lighten a color by adding water. Paper quality. Colored pencils won't bleed through the paper, which means they are ideal for working with coloring books that are printed on both sides. However, the quality of your paper becomes more important when working with watercolor pencils. Thin paper will buckle when water is added. For this reason, many people like to use watercolor pencils on digital downloads that they've printed on high-quality cardstock or specialty watercolor paper. To further prevent buckling, you can tape the paper to a sheet of cardboard, a clipboard, or another flat surface using artist tape, painter's tape, or masking tape. Your goals as a colorist. If you're struggling to decide which set of pencils to buy, take time to consider your goals as a colorist. Colored pencils will be the best choice if your coloring is a form of stress relief and want to enjoy instant gratification. However, if you're interested in developing your skills as an artist and willing to put up with the learning curve that watercolor pencils require, they can be a wonderful addition to your supply stash. We are almost wrapping up. These are the common differences between these two. Hope you like this video. Please comment, share, and subscribe to this channel for more videos.